Every 30 minutes, a loan officer loses his job. You can help prevent this by simply forwarding this video. Could you spare one click and one forward a day? If so, that one click might just save your neighborhood loan officer's job. Please join us and help spread the awareness as we fight to save the lending industry. Thank you.
Good morning, welcome to the RE Source. I'm Ryan Hill.
And I'm Kerry the Hawk Hawkinson.
The optics scares us for making light of the situation, but it's too painful to cry, and I don't know why I'm talking like this. Anyways, let's get right into it. Things are not always what they appear. Well, if you don't know, as Biggie Small said, now you know. The real estate industry just suffered a huge blow, and if you finance real estate, you know exactly what we're talking about, and if you sell real estate, you may not know. While the appeal is still in court, the writing is definitely on the wall. Your neighborhood bank and loan officer may be in trouble.
As many credit unions and loan officers alike exit the industry, big banks make their push. This is what is happening right now. Now, the Fed has basically made it very difficult for your average LO to close deals. Now, they still can, but it's going to take a real big push by the entire industry to save the said industry. Look, we're going to need to succeed where the advocacy groups failed.
You know what? We can, though. If you like closing your deals on time, you like being able to pick up the phone at any given time and ask for the loan officer and be able to talk to them at any given moment, and if you like, supporting your local market, and you like talking to that loan officer and that referral partner, well, you're going to have to make a big stand, right? The big banks know that they just scored a huge blow of the competition, and they're going to, well, basically go for the proverbial jugular that is your local loan officer or referral partner. What they will, or are already trying to do, is buy the market. What does that mean? Basically, they put out very attractive rates and fee structures to lure in your clients. The problem is this.
Well, if you've been in the industry for any amount of time, you know the big banks are notoriously slow and they play by their own rules.
Yep.
Heck, I know because I used to work for one. What they say doesn't come true all the time, you know?
True, true.
Look, what happens is this. You're a realtor and you've kind of given your client the clue to go with your guy or gal, and you've strongly recommended that, but they say, hey, I want to shop around for the best rate. Well, then it happens, you get the call. Hey, Johnny Realtor, I'm going to go with Big Bank X because they seem to have the best deal out there.
Now, what most of you do is backpedal at this point because either you don't know what you don't know, or you're just afraid of pushing your clients on the matter. Basically, you're afraid that they'll get mad and you will lose the sale. What you don't realize is that most clients will actually respect the fact that you're looking out for the best interests, and it's okay to say, hey, Mr. Client, I respect the fact that you would like to shop around, you trust me to negotiate and find the home for you, right? Well, now I need you to trust me on this. I've been in the business a long time, and just because it appears good on the surface doesn't mean that it is. And you can go further and explain this. You all know that interest rates move on a daily basis. It's been my experience that just because big banks are slow doesn't mean that interest rate is going to be around when the big banks are ready to close. They have stricter guidelines, and because of this, I've seen many of my clients' loans fail and never close. So while, Mr. Sir, you're basing your decision solely off interest rate, my advice is to go with someone I know and trust that will not only give you a great rate, but actually do what they're saying they're going to do. Trust me, people, this is exactly what they're looking for, especially first-time homebuyers.
Look, we need to guide them. After all, it's your reputation and paycheck on the line.
Right.
We've got to band together as local real estate agents and local loan officers. We need to support each other more now than ever.
Yep.
If we don't, we all lose. And let me tell you, this is why.
This is a little known story, but before OPEC was formed in 1960, there was a handful of oil sheiks that controlled the nation's supply of oil. At this time, oil was roughly about $3.10 a barrel. But what would happen is they would kind of play off each other, kind of like a free market. One guy would lower his price, and then the other guy would go in and get mad and lower his price. And in some cases, one of the oil sheiks would raise his price and try to make a bunch of money until somebody else caught in. And then finally, that guy would catch on and he'd go lower his price, and that went on and on and on.
Well, this went on for a while until they figured out that if they could just stop fighting amongst each other, get on the same page, they could control the price of oil. So if we all slowly raise the price, well, then we all make money and nobody has to worry about cutting prices. Brilliant, right? Well, maybe for the guys that own the oil, but for the rest of us, not so much.
Fast forward to 2011, the price of oil is $110 a barrel. Well, why? Many factors, but mainly what happened back in 1960 when these oil sheiks figured this all out. It's not too hard to see the correlation between what happened back in 1960 with oil and the banking industry now.
This could very well be the future of the banking industry, unless we fight it.
Right.
Here's a very telling fact about OPEC. While their focus is, and I quote, ensuring the stabilization of prices, its primary goal stated in its statutes is, and I quote again, determination of the best means for safeguarding the organization's interests, individually and collectively. that doesn't say the public's interest
Nope.
or say to ensure the best deal for the people that buy the gas.
Right.
It says best means for the owner's interests. We all know what that means, don't we? More money for the people that control oil. Heck, we all were reminded of that every time we pump gas in our cars, aren't we?
Hey, I gotta hand it to the Fed and the big banks. Just like the oil sheiks, it's a great idea for them, and brilliant in fact, but you know what? What's really good for the uber elite and rich usually spells disaster for the rest of us.
Right.
If you can control the nation's flow of money, just like oil, then you can control price, delivery, quality. Tell you what, guys, please do us all a favor and forward this to everybody that you know. This is huge, and we have to spread awareness. This is crazy that this is going on right now. Thank you. Okay, so we trust that you're going to forward this. You want to see proof in the pudding? And by the way, why is there a saying called proof in the pudding? I mean, why would there be proof in
Stay on
somebody's
task. It
pudding?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
All right. Here, let's get into the first either intended or unintended consequence of the new Fed rule. Affordable housing programs. You know what? They're on the chopping block because of the new Fed rule.
Why, you might be asking? Well, let's keep it simple. These down payment assistance programs and low-income deals that we write, they don't pay very much.
Nope.
But we provide them as a service to both referral partners in our community. Now, the Fed says LO pay can't vary up or down anymore. Well, in this case, to write this deal, we accept the fact that our pay will go down, and we write the deal anyway.
Right?
Well, not so with the new Fed rule, and because of this, many lenders have scrapped the programs entirely. So who does this hurt in the long run? Just like the oil story, the consumer.
This is just one of many changes that we'll be seeing as this all unfolds. Again, please share this with not only with the folks that are in the industry, but also the mainstream public, your friends and family and everybody else. Hey, you know what? One other thing that's going to help the mainstream public is the Homeowner Helpline webinar. That's coming up. Just click on this box right down below. If you're a loan officer, real estate agent, actually maybe you're an underwater homeowner,
Right.
you need to get into us. It's free. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Brian Hills.
And I'm Gary the Hawk Hawkinson.
See you next week.